Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Good morning. OMG, OMG, it's Monday, everyone. But nonetheless, it's still another day. Listen, guys, I'm sorry I'm running a little late on the Morning Vibes Over Coffee live stream. I woke up really refreshed today. I have a lot of things, a lot of moving parts that's happening, but nonetheless, the show must go on. I love actually doing this because it's such an eye opener to see um, how people can come together over coffee. I've been receiving a lot of love and support requests for me to continue on to do it. It's kind of hard right now-ish simply because of me still comprising my videos. That's my true love, is comprising my vlogs, comprising my videos and keeping up with that production. But nonetheless, a commitment is a commitment. So, um, nonetheless, let me go right into the comment section. So, what's up, Gold Phoenix? Ray David, I accidentally bought beans instead of grounds. Back to grinding. Try it. Ray David, funny story, yo. Straight up. So I go to Whole Foods, right? and I picked up the ground coffee. Like I had it in my hand, I'm looking at it. But for some odd reason, my attention was drawn to another brand that said whole beans, but I wanted that brand. So, I put the ground coffee back on the shelf, picked up the other brand that I wanted to have, and had brung back home whole beans. You talking about someone was mad? I mean, I cried. I literally got up to the door, just was so certain that I had ground coffee. And as soon as I get home, open up the bag, they're whole beans. So I know the feeling sincerely. It's a thing that just like it takes your breath away because it's like I know I had my hands and I know I was looking at ground coffee because that ground coffee sign is relatively small, or maybe sometimes it's just in a way where you don't catch it at first. But they're gonna have to do something big. They're gonna have to put it like at the top of the actual bag, like whole beans, like a sticker, like whole beans or ground coffee. So I totally feel your pain in that way, my good brother. Um, so let's just hop into it. Coffee for me has been a great way for me to sit down and alleviate an argument. I remember the first time I had I'm talking about, I was like upset about something and I'm talking to this person and we're going back and forth and things like that. And something in me said, listen, let's sit down. Let me pour you a cup of coffee. I think it was like a girlfriend of mine. Let's sit down. Let's pour us a cup of coffee and let's really like get into this and figure out what the disconnect is. And I swear by it. It's a like I said, it's not the coffee itself. Don't get me wrong, coffee's delicious. It's something that's integrated into our routine. A lot of us need it in the morning to get the jump on our day, but I wanted to go deeper than that. I wanted to explore as to why people conjugate over coffee. Why do people conjugate over tea? Like why what is it about the habit of doing it or the getting into it that gives a relaxing or a more calm approach to things? And the first thing I did was took it back to the development of the coffee shop, right? So if we look at how coffee shops, like the ambiance of it rather. So 1 second, ambiance. There we go. So if we look at a coffee shop, what it promotes is two things. The first thing it's going to promote is for you to chill. Usually when we get up in the morning, we are on go mode, like just straight up go mode. Go, 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 run, 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 do this, do that. And then the offset is that when you go to a coffee shop or you actually just take a time to enjoy the coffee, it will slow you down in a way where it makes you now more mindful of your environment, more mindful of what's going on around you. Yes, it's a different crowd than a gathering of alcohol groups, time of day ambiance. Exactly, Ray David. Like it's a different, it's something a little bit more electrifying when you're around like-minded people and you guys are partaking in something that is warm. It gives you pep. It's just a weird dynamic. And so I know technically it's as simple as a cup of coffee, right? Like it's something where we're looking at this as like, come on, man, you can't get philosophical. You can't be getting into it and stuff like that. But it's real true culture, or should I say etiquette, that surrounds having a cup of coffee. Now, as true Americans, we do like everything fast. We like everything rushed. But if we look into other cultures, if we look into other ethnicities and how they plan their whole day around, let's say, like taking a 2-hour lunch, a siesta, a nap. That's usually what people in Spain do. Or, the French, I mean, their whole day is built around, making sure they have time to have conversations and conduct meetings and things. And usually the bargaining chip is a good cup of coffee. I don't know if it's the equivalent of a handshake, so to speak, right? Like it's one of those things where, like if I had to compare it to something, it's like when you have a good cup of coffee, it's almost like it's a truce being said, like, we both can agree on this situation. Gold Phoenix says the smell plus the taste combined with controlled breathing kind of makes your mind slow down a bit. I totally agree with that. I totally agree. Like I said, I've gotten to conversations and arguments before coffee and after coffee. We had resolve. Ladies that like to go to tea service. I've been to many a tea services, and the thing that I love is the pleasantry of the conversation. I like feeling empowered. I like feeling invigorated. I like feeling like I gain value out of the conversation. And I base it off of it being, oh, it's the environment. It's the environment. I get why a coffee shop is quaint. I get why it's small. I get why it's the chairs are. I'm not talking about your Starbucks. I'm talking about like your local cafes, your local coffee shops. They are these cute staples. They're needed in such a way because, like I said, in the world of sheep, there's a few people that just want to stand by themselves. They want to go to a separate place where they can think, they can dissect, they can digest content, they can do things other than the rat race, the status quo. And so the coffee shop, if you think about it in hindsight, it's the rebellion. It's the direct rebellion of everything that is supposed to be fluid, and more so it is a safe haven for people that just want to take 2 seconds and gather their thoughts and not let social media fuel it, not let, TV fuel it. Like it's a place where, okay, I'm going to sit down here and I'm going to enjoy this cup of coffee. Why? Because I mean, honestly, if I go out into the world, I may never get another good cup of coffee like this, but nonetheless, it allows me to be mindful. Mindfulness is a practice that I'm not 1000% all the way there with it, but I'm pretty darn close. I am doing my best to recreate practices from when I was a truck driver, 3 years, CDL Class A holder. There were a few places that created a sense of peace and mindfulness for me. And so now that I'm home pretty much every day, and um, I'm creating a situation or a haven for people to come to. The thing that I'm trying to recreate is that pocket of peace, that feeling of mindfulness. For the past few days, I have been getting more and more into cinematography. And so when I present or put together or because I'm still putting things on, that's why the camera's off today. But once I start getting the set dressed and things of that nature, I want it to be not only a audio um, but a visual representation of mindfulness. Having a cup of coffee, as simple as it may be, is actually a luxury that most people can't have a cup of water. There are people that do not have water, drinking water. So having a cup of coffee is understanding and appreciating the luxury of having enough time to sit down and gather your thoughts so you can move forward in life more aware than you ever could have been. And that's what these conversations are going to be. These conversations, because from yesterday, I did the morning vibe. I wanted to do like a Sunday brunch type of situation. I fell off the reservation. I ain't gonna hold you guys. I, you know, I completely disregard the Lord's Day and the unmindfulness took over. I indulged and deviled into something that was really honestly unfair to you guys. Because that's what, like I said, a safe haven is, or should I say, that's why people go to coffee shops. Because even if it's chaotic in their immediate environment, if it's chaotic where they are, if it's chaotic home or something, you know what I mean? If it's chaotic on the train going to work, whatever it is, they have a place to go. I used to think that eventually coffee shops will become obsolete because everyone is more, especially with the COVID-19, oh, everyone wants to be home and things like that. But let me tell you something, coffee shops where it's just as needed as like the fast food joints. I didn't really see any coffee shops shut down to take a hit. They may have closed early, but they were open. They were figuring out a way to still get it out because I didn't understand how significant it is to take 5 minutes to yourself to assess your behavior, assess your mood. And so yesterday put things in perspective for me moving forward. These morning talks are extremely, extremely necessary. They're just necessary at this point. Being in a position that I am, I'm quite lucky because it's one thing to know that you blessed, it's another thing to be thankful for it. And so every time, and I mean every day since, I told you guys before, like me and TB, we take 10 minutes in the morning. We wake up, say good morning to each other, and we pour ourselves a cup of, I have the coffee ready to go. And I just have to pour it, put in our cream, and we'll just sit next to each other and we will literally just enjoy the cup of coffee. No talking, no real, just enjoying each other's company and enjoying each other's coffee, because that is our way of saying, like, if the whole day goes wrong, if your attitude changed or my attitude changed or something or anything goes wrong, at least we took the 10 minutes to ourselves to really enjoy this, to share this moment, this 10 minutes. And usually I'm in a good mood. Like if I wake up, I don't know about you guys, but like I would like go to sleep. I try my best not to go to sleep with things on my head, but I'm human. What are you going to do? And I will wake up and that be what I look forward to. Oh, the coffee. I need the coffee. Because it was almost like me drinking coffee was like me being like an having alcoholism. 1 second, y'all. Hello. Hello. All right. Sorry, everybody. My apologies. And so I was using coffee as a deterrent. Like I was treating it like, like how a person that is hooked on alcohol would do. Like just, all right, let me just get through it. Let me go and get my shot of espresso or go get my jolt of energy and get out the door. And then when I started to realize that I didn't have the time to assess my behavior, I didn't have the time to assess my feelings, I didn't have the time to assess what I was going, I started to plan, or should I say, take more careful detail into where my time was going. So I had to work backwards, if that makes sense. So by the end of the day, I'm spent, right? And oh, one second. I'm so sorry. I didn't even look over in the comments. Uncensored Bottle said, on my way to Pike's Place, cold brew iced coffee from Starbucks, shot of espresso with oat milk and stevia. Ow! Like that. That sounds good. Decided to try a matcha latte. Those joints bang hard, Gold Phoenix. You're not even ready for that. Yeah, that oat milk is the she from Highway Journey. What's up, my gorgeous sister? So I started to work backwards, right? So this is how I would do it. Or this is how I came to coffee being the paradigm shift. By 5, 6 o'clock, I'm spent, you know what I mean? Meaning I didn't worked on my craft, I didn't worked on me, I didn't went to the gym, I did this, I've done all these things, right? So then I'm like, okay, well, I know I didn't have time there. Then I'll assess, okay, the time that I took to answer emails, IGs, promote the channel, promote this, do this, put together content. That's when I started to notice, okay, something around there. Because usually I'll find something that irritate the hell out of me. Someone would send me something that was just like so unnecessary to send me. So then I took it even a step further and I said, okay, well, I'm a morning person by nature. So I said, there's something that's happening in my morning routine that is fueling for me to continue on a path that's, I'm not solid on. And what I mean by solid, I'm just talking about my attitude. I'm just talking about, my general feelings for the day. And so I'm tracing it back, thinking. And then that's when it dawned on me. I was like, oh, wait a minute. When I get up, I rush through with my coffee. I don't eat breakfast. I pretty much fast on that. And then I go right into emails. So it was like I'm getting up, coffee, I'm amped up, and then I'm going right into emails with the fortitude of I'm ready to box, I'm ready to fight, I'm ready to take on the day as if I'm a warrior. And to be honest with you, as a woman, no. I actually have the affordability to be gracious. I have the affordability to slow down and to, be a little bit more aware of my interaction with things. And so I said, okay, I'm going to find 10 minutes to assess how I feel when I get up. And usually I was getting up and I was doing yoga. I would do my sun salutations. As soon as I get up, 10 minutes of yoga stretching, and then I would do the coffee. So that helped a little bit. But what was happening was it was making me too lethargic. It was making me too lazy, meaning now what was happening, I'm adding steps. And so I'm trying to make a concise, productive routine. And when I landed on asking Sean to indulge or to enjoy a cup of coffee with me, two things became apparent. When I wake up, I'm expressing gratitude because the first thing I'm seeing is a person that I care about. He's in my corner daily. It's no better feeling in the world, and it's a valuable feeling in the world. So I get up, coffee's ready. We can smell it, like the brew, right? Like that aroma is permeating. It's circulating in the place in the apartment. And so that's our natural way of waking up. Sometimes I get up before him, I wake him up, sometimes he'll wake me up. And we get up, we put on our robes, go grab the coffee. I mean, we were doing this even when we were truck driving, teaming together and be at the hotel. And we'll get up. So that's me, accepting and just giving my thanks. You know what I'm saying? Just being aware and saying, wow, I'm able to do this. I'm healthy. I have my eyesight. I have the coffee going, this and third, blah, blah. The second thing that it did, it allowed me to adjust my attitude. Cause some days I get up, I'm tight. Like some days I get up, I'm just upset. Something didn't happen. Something didn't sit well on me from the day before. And I do carry it into the next day. I'm not ashamed to say the thing about me is that I'm fully aware of me being a woman and my intent to do so. It's okay for me to process my emotions. I'm fully aware that I'm emotional, being a creature that has emotions, and it's like I don't let anything or anyone shame me of that. And so, like I said, the second thing that became apparent was I have the opportunity to change it. So now I have self-awareness. And those two things are worth its weight in gold. And honestly, I wouldn't have been able to even come to that conclusion if I didn't even realize that it was the coffee that brought me to this. It's the stupidest thing in the world, but I was just like, it's during coffee. During coffee, I feel good. I love the warmth of it. I just love the fact that I have to take my time. First of all, that thing is hot. It's hot as a MF. So it was just such a weird aha moment I had. I was like, holy crap. Like, I get so much positive reinforcement, so much spiritual connectivity, so much just disconnect from the cruel world over a cup of coffee. And so I bounced the idea with Ray David. So I was like, Ray David, check this out, man. We're going to start talking about the beautiful synergy around coffee. I mean, because I don't know if you guys know this, but coffee is a huge situationship. It's a nice entanglement to have. Like, and that's what I want to do with you guys. It's very easy to fall off the bandwagon. It's very easy to dibble and dabble and mess and to go back and forth. Like, trust me, it's dope. It's fun. I get a laugh or two out of it. But my real passion in life is peace. I love having conversations and it segue into dope situations and dope revelations of things with people. And like I said, I mean, it's one of those things where it's becoming more and more of a purpose or a need to do. And so I'm going to open up the phone lines if anyone would like to call in. If not, I totally get it because it can get quite crazy in here. But no, the first rule of thumb will be this. We're going to lay down some ground rules for the coffee shop or our virtual coffee shop, as it will. I'm going to be giving out wrenches, period. And I'm going to let this be a responsibility for you guys. I'll give my promise that I will not entertain or let anyone take me off of the attention of you guys. Because the fact that you guys come over here and we're trying to vibe and keep it cool should be respected regardless. So I'm going to give out these wrenches. And what I'm going to express to you guys is you guys have complete autonomy. Like, you guys can do what you want. I don't care who's up in here because I believe that at the end of the day, it ain't about me. It's really about the content and what people come in and what people need and what people may want and all that. So I'm going to sound off. Let me know if you guys would like to be wrench holders. And then the secondary or two prong to this is that I had developed a membership. I have developed a membership. And what the membership thing will do now is if it do get a little too messy, at least at the very least, that you guys have a safe haven. You have a safe haven. Highway Journey said, does the old Cash App still apply? If you're talking about the Studio 828, yes, if you're talking about that. But as far as like Cash App and stuff, let me tell you something, guys. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. You guys support any way you can. You want to share the content, share the content. You want to take a picture, screenshot it, do whatever you gotta do. If you want to support it, support it, man. I don't understand the harm in it, but I mean, I get it. I mean, I guess that's something where, you know, that's something that you gotta do. But yeah, so we're gonna have a membership. I think the membership, I'm going to put together those emojis and different things for you guys. But I kept it clean as far as like there's no different tiers and nothing like that. It's just a simple thing. You guys can come over. And like I said, I will specifically have it where when we do these, you know, you guys will be shielded from that. Another thing with the wrenches, which I figure would be fair, you guys know people or know how they float in and out way better than I do. I mean, I can call out a few people, but that's the whole idea of giving you guys a wrench. You guys have complete I cannot stress this enough. And if that person is to be deleted, I'm gonna tell you like this: they're just deleted. They're just gone. It's just I'm not letting them back in. I'm not letting them back in at all. And so, like I said, it keeps it where you guys are really investing into the point where you know for a fact that this is a safe haven. You know for a fact that this is a place where you can go chill. We can buy about, like I said, drama and stuff. Y'all know where to go. That's New Regine Entertainment. New Regine Entertainment. That's where we do that. TB has where he's assessing and helping you guys on all of your Patreon needs and trucking needs. I'm sorry. And then over here, like I said, I'm just trying to give a different perspective or a feminine energy where we're not talking about something too taboo. We're not talking about things that's too, jarred or rugged. Because, like I said, the thing that I love about coffee soothes, man. It just does. And it's not the coffee, it's the act. It is the act of slowing down, pouring that cup, getting it right, putting two sugars in that joint. You know what I'm saying? Getting the cream just right, that perfect shade. Everyone has their perfect shade of coffee color. Their perfect shade of coffee color. It's those little things, those little nuances that just says, you know what, world? I know you cruel, but you ain't going nowhere. Give me a second. Let me get back to, you know what I mean, making sure that my coffee color is the correct way. Like I can't go through my day unless it is that. So I'm going to give out these wrenches. 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. See if I can. And like I said, if you guys can sound off for me, I got y'all. Give me a second. Mm. And got Gold Phoenix, moderator. Let's see, uncensored, unbothered. That's Rich Music. Highway Journey, King Dent. Let's see. Bingo. Bingo. All right. So those are the people that I seen just far. Everyone else, like I said, let me know accordingly. Um, but no, Highway Journey said the clowns don't deserve your energy. I mean, I think it's more so I think it's more so not that they deserve it, but they shouldn't be used as a deterrent from the message being sent or the message being spoken. That's the difference between losers and winners. Losers focus on tearing the winner down. Winners are just going to win. That's the one thing. That's what separates them. Is that a loser is looking to see how can I tear this winner down? When if all they was to do was to focus on themselves, they would win regardless. They would at least be in the race. And like I said, as a woman, it is my I have strength in other ways. You know what I'm saying? Most people are going to attack the very thing that is my genetic makeup, which is my emotions. They want me to be emotional and therefore curtail me growing and me doing the things I have to do. But the beautiful thing about old age is that you get set in your ways. And so, like I said, this safe haven is for us to, like I said, still be able to get the job done and get what we need and put forth that way. And so, it's no biggie. It's no problem. We do know that this guy, however, is he's not a friend to the channel. And that's what you guys are. You guys are just friends. Y'all are friends and family to the channel. And like I said, I want this thing to be safe for you guys. That's all that is. Center and Bala said nothing but love for you and the homie TB. You are loved and protected. Says I totally appreciate it. I really do. I really, really, really do. Because there's no better feeling than that. There's a lot of people that believe that they are loved and believe that they're protected, and they are not. They're not, man. A lot of people need the support of other negative people, and they forget that other negative people is not to be trusted. I mean, I don't know what world we live in where two negative people are solid, cool, and love each other, but I guess it works. I guess it works, but no. I'm putting together the set. So, like I said, when I had to get my camera actually out of it was getting fixed. I had a situation with the lens, and I had I had pretty much had to get it out, bust it out of camera jail, basically. So I have that going, and what we're going to be doing is, like I said, streaming, and I'm going to be putting together the summer photography of some of the things that I've been doing and putting it out. The Patreon, like I said, is what is wrong with me today? I need the cup of coffee. 1 second, y'all. Jesus Lord. Okay, that's what I needed. Specifically, there we go. That is to help you guys on the road. I started the Patreon, and it's going to be pretty much taking off. I'm going to be doing a Patreon live around, I'm going to say, probably in a few hours. Like, I'm going to try to keep it around 3. So that way it's around the time that you guys are eating dinner or things. I'll probably have it a little bit earlier because I am in a different time zone. But I wanted to put together a Patreon where you guys can cook alongside with me, or I can offer my help into um, grocery shopping, meal planning, meal prepping, things of that nature. Because, like I said, the truck is just not designed when we're thinking about it wholeheartedly. It's just not designed to be a comfortable situation. It's designed to be uncomfortable. And so I want to make it as effortless and easy as possible for you guys, especially for the OTR drivers. So that's why I've been saying go over to the Patreon. It starts today, the first, and we are going to be doing re-ups every 30 days. So the expectation of the Patreon will be, like I said, content, small recipes, small grocery list, small equipments list, um, things of that nature. So I'm definitely recommending that you guys check out the Patreon. Once I get off of here and I do my exercise with TB, then I'm getting right onto that Patreon and it's going full circle. So that's what I love about it. Um, Absolutely uncensored. Like I said, I'm going to put together those things, and I pretty much is going to be, like I said, these morning lives is for the public. The Patreon will be pretty much for, everyone that wants a little bit more hands-on approach. Um, as far as, like I said, just having it where you guys are having minimal ingredients. You don't need a lot of ingredients. That was the biggest thing that I kind of got into the situation of. I was like, I didn't use a lot of ingredients, and I sustained and kept a pretty tight budget. That was another thing. I kept my budget pretty much between 30, 25 to $30, and that was between both me and TB. So I'm definitely going to expose that, if that makes sense. And again, it's only to help you guys out because, like I said, the whole idea is that the truck is for you to get your money. You know what I'm saying? Get your money. It is an uncomfortable situation, but if you can make it where it's sustainable, it's minimal on your pockets, it gets the job done. You're suffice. You know what I'm saying? You ain't starving out here. You pretty much are getting a good meal every night. Especially if it's people that want to fast, then absolutely we can definitely do that on the Patreon. So I appreciate everyone that's coming over to the Patreon to do that with me. And as far as display of the coffee, we're going to definitely be doing that as well. So I'm going to be, I have a couple of different more coffee options. I have a couple of different coffee vessels. So I have another French press that's coming. I have a couple of things from Amazon. I'm actually going to do an Amazon test. And so I'll do it live with you guys so you guys can see. So it's just going to be fun. Like I said, pretty much at the end of the day, you guys can bank on the coffee talks to really much be a stable situation. And let me go over to some of these. Peace, my love. Yes, Highway Journey. Make sure you get some rest. I know Highway Journey be having to get rest. She runs the night. So we'll definitely make sure that she's getting her rest and bid her adieu in that way. We'll see her soon. Gonna need those recipes. I got you, my good brother. Imagine no more crap, truck stop foods, and saving a ton of money cooking your own meal. I feel like that is something that is absolutely it's so necessary, right? When you think about it, like it's one of those things I didn't understand why in the first place, why anyone have not campaigned for them to take out like the McDonald's and stuff. But I know these things go. I know these handshake deals are so ingrained, right? Like it's just one of those things where I can't even begin. We wouldn't know where to start with something like that because we already know what they're going to say. Like, hey, one hand washes the other. They're all connected somehow. Someone paid off this person. It makes, like I said, it just doesn't make any sense. There's so many other options that could be being facilitated in a truck stop. Like I said, there's no need to have a McDonald's at this point. I don't know why there's not like a Jamba Juice or a Smoothie King or let's just say if we wanted like a diner situation, why something a little bit more substantial than Denny's, like I don't know. There's just certain things that I do know, or should I say I saved a ton of money on because I was becoming more aware of what was in truck stops. Like it was to the point where I wouldn't go to certain truck stops. Like I just know what's going to happen if I go to a TA. Like, I just know that the TA does not have produce, really to sustain me. Love's was coming around because Love's was coming up with more of those items that were in those cups, right? Like the 2 for $5 cups where it was prepped fruit and stuff like that. But they also have whole fruits there. Like they was having oranges, bananas there, things like that. And then that's when I started to pretty much break down, okay, well, what can I do that can sustain my pockets and that I can eat every day? And that's when it started to be a little bit more concise of a meal prepping situation. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go to a grocery store. That was another thing I did. I would take my 34 and I would re-up during the 34. So I would go to a farmer's market, I would go to a Whole Foods, I would go to an actual supermarket, and I would pretty much get a lot of my pantry items. Because that's the cross thing that you're going to want to do. You're going to want to have pantry items alongside with fresh ingredients. But see, you got to remember your refrigerator is only so small. So that's why I said meal prep had to be done. It just had to be, like, I just had to have it where it was in portion controls, things that I can eat, because 9 times out of 10, I'm eating while I'm driving anyway. TB was eating while driving, and the time that our 30 minutes was us to get some type of energy in, or should I say some type of exercise in, whether it was some type of walking for 20 minutes. I used to have the bike. In fact, I still have it. It was my fold up bike. I put TB onto the folding bike and we would bike. Especially if we was at a rest area. A lot of times we took our 30-minute at a rest area. And again, it's all designed. You got to think it's like the shiny ball theory. They do these things, these shiny lights and the invitation to come in to just keep digging into your pockets. And I think it's absolutely unfair to the driver. I think the driver should be treated like a police officer. They should get free coffee. I shouldn't have to fuel. I shouldn't have to fuel to get a shower. I shouldn't have to fuel to get some coffee. That doesn't make any sense. I'm moving the country as we speak. Moving the country. And so, like I said, those are the conversations. I mean, I would love to have with people, but like I said, people don't really want to indulge to that degree. But like I said, the Patreon is pretty much going to be more of a intimate setting. Like I said, is definitely something where we could just go in and alleviate having the hate and all that nonsense come over, and just have it where it's a healthy place for us to just vibe and talk about it. And you guys can pick my brain and ask me anything that you need in regards to your into your meal prepping situation. Uncensored Bother says, I want to start meal prepping. So it's cool to get the expert. Absolutely. Meal prepping is a lifesaver. It's a money saver too. It really is. It's really, and again, it's probably one of those things where it's what you're meal prepping, if that makes sense. Meal prepping could at least be just making sure that your fruit and veggies are washed properly. You know what I'm saying? So it's just you taking out these unnecessary steps, and just getting into the habit of having it where when you go to reach for it, it's ready to go, whether it's to pop it in the microwave or throw it into a skillet, or just, like I said, just eat it on the go. So that's definitely something, like I said, we're going to get into on the Patreon. Peanut butter and banana sandwich. Better than that crap. Healthy too, especially in a yes, peanut butter is your friend, man. I've been getting into almond butter, cashew butter. I was testing out different butters because once I find something I love, I actually don't deviate from it. So relatively speaking, if I like something, that's it. That's my thing. That's my jam. I'm like that with restaurants. If there's a restaurant that every time I go, it's just a pleasant experience, that's my restaurant. That's just where I'm going. And that's something that actually saves you a lot of money and time too, is not having to always have to think about what you're going to eat or always have to just, having it where there are like 10 to 15 things you love eating, and you just keep it within that realm, and you'll be good to go. But no, peanut butter and banana sandwiches. You know what else, Ray David? Here's a tip. Peanut butter and fresh fruit. So raspberries, strawberries, anything to replace jam. Jams are usually jam-packed with additives and sugars. So any type of fresh fruit is going to be delicious with peanut butter. Bank trucking and fitness, at least 3 days of meal prep will save you tons of money. And Ray David says, I wish Canada had nice rest areas. USA got unbelievable ones. I didn't know you guys didn't have nice rest areas. What? That is news to me. I didn't know that. I'm thinking you guys had breathtaking over the mountain, over the water. I don't know why I'm using that accent, but I'm just thinking that you guys have like Instagram worthy rest areas. Like USA do have some pretty dope ones. If there's one that always takes my breath away. This is on oh man, this is coming out of, what is that darn exit? All right, what's the mountain, guys, that's from Dead Man's Pass? It's in Oregon, and once you get to the bottom of that, it's on the 80, I believe. Once you get to the bottom of it, it might be the 84. Once you get to the bottom of that mountain, there's a casino there. I think it's called Arrow's Head Casino. Let me know if you guys know that one. That one, oh my God, it's breathtaking. Like to see the landscape. I don't think it's Donner's Pass. It's something else. I don't know what that freaking, I keep forgetting that one. But that one that is coming from Idaho. So you're coming from Idaho and you're getting into Oregon. And you're going up the mountain. And I know that rest area before you descend down the mountain is called Dead Man's Pass. Cabbage patch, man. Woo, child. Like you guys gotta there. So when you descend down the mountain, there is a vista. There's a vista spot. And I'm trying to see if, let me see if I can find, let me see something, y'all. I got something for y'all. See if I can find this real quick. Search. All right, let me see if I can find this picture that we captured, yo. Oh, that cabbage patch, man. Let me see. I'm taking it back, y'all. This is a while back. We took this picture. Here we go. This is the Vista Point from Cabbage. Isn't that amazing? Oh my God. Like it was just like, that was amazing. I actually took this picture. I took this picture of him. Did I take this picture? I think I did. I think he took this picture. I took this picture of him for sure. But yeah, man, that was epic. I was like, stop. I took this picture of him. I was like, yo, you got to stop, bro, Hamlet. And that was epic, man. That thing. Oh, wait, you couldn't see it? Oh, I'm sorry. My bad, y'all. Totally did that wrong. Hold on. Bingo. There we go. So that is the Vista Point at Cabbage. That's the Vista Point. Unbelievable. Like, and as a driver, like I said, we're just seeing everything coming down pretty much like 65 miles per hour. So the unfortunate thing is that we don't have the opportunity sometimes, but when we do, whew, and like I said, those type of situations for real, like when we like if I was to stop there, I mean, I will literally I have like a spectator chair, like a tailgate chair. I would have my tailgate chair. I had like a laptop. I have a laptop, like a what is it called? It's for your laptop. It's like a desk, but it doesn't have no legs, right? And so I would bring that out. I'll probably put something in the microwave, maybe like some pasta, something that I had left over, or a sandwich that I made and stuff. And I would have my little non-alcoholic little Perrier, and I would sit out there, and that's it. I cut the phone off. Sometimes I will set the camera on a timer, just take as many pictures as I can, and just enjoy the scenery, man. Like I've had such an amazing I had such an amazing time driving. I really did, man. Like the things that I seen, the opportunities that I had to explore. And like I said, I think that's why I wanted to do the Patreon, or should I say even do this, because like all jokes aside, trucking is beautiful, man. Like it was a beautiful experience. It was some of the most peace I had, being able to just drive down and be in my own space, in my own domain, and I can think how I want, and I can expand how I want, I can learn what I want. It's the most freeing thing, the detachment, the detoxification from social media. I used to love when I'd be on the phone with someone and then my phone would cut out. Oh man. Especially when it's like you're trying your best to tell people, like, listen, man, I gotta drive, yo. And they'd be like, no, no, wait, and you're like, you're feeling bad in the beginning. But man, when that patch came, I'm like, oh, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. And it was so therapeutic, man. That was the beautiful thing about it. I really didn't have no drama, like I said, for 3 years. I mean, the drama now comes to me, and it's ironic because I left trucking. But yeah, I want to definitely get more into the story time of some of the things I've seen, some of the images I've captured, some of the things that became apparent to me, the navigation of finding peace through trucking. Because I don't think there's a lot of people that talk about that. At least they don't talk about it on the level of it being spiritual, or the level of it being um, promoted in that way you know and like I said, to me, you'll be a fool not to take advantage of this time. There is no other time. There's no other opportunity other than you just becoming a millionaire where you're going to travel and get paid for it. You would have to be an entertainer. You would have to be, a traveling salesman. And even then, again, you're not really hitting the spots that are Instagram worthy, like going past Donner's Pass or Cabbage Patch, or, going past certain sceneries, going through different environments, going from like Denver, Colorado, and then ending up in Phoenix. Just that agricultural shock is enough for anyone to be like, whoa. And you thank your lucky stars, and you give homage to the fact that you have been selected. You know what I'm saying? Like you were selected. That's the thing about it. They could have gave that job to anybody, or you could have not, got the CDL. There's so many things that could have altered it, but the beautiful thing is that if you're able to capture and see it, man, whew, it puts a lot of things in perspective. So, yeah, Gold Phoenix, you're gonna have to ask them to send you out. I don't know if you're dedicated or regional or so, but I mean, listen, Western 11, Western 11 is where it's at. If you are trying to find peace on earth, send your behind up to Western 11. Montana. Oh my God, I can't tell you how many times I've took 34s in Montana. Oh, don't let it snow. I'm like, oh, gotta stay. I love Montana, man. Montana. What was another one? Um, Washington is beautiful. Washington is amazingly beautiful. Idaho is actually beautiful, believe it or not. That stretch from like, let me see, from like Mountain View, like it's between like I want to say like entering from Utah. So you're leaving Utah and you're taking all the way to, we'll say like Meridian, because that's when like you get into Boise. Psh, beautiful, man. Twin Falls. Oh man, forget all that. I don't know if you guys ever been Codaline. Oh, if you guys ever been to Codaline, you are slip. You are listen. You're not living. Oh my God, that because it's like I think if I'm not mistaken, that way goes towards Spokane. So you're going through Washington, like through the length of Washington, or should I say the width of Washington. Like it is beautiful. Yeah, Western 11 is where it's at. If you want to get away from drama, if you want to where you cannot be contacted because you're just pretty much never going to have signal. If you want it where you are seeing scenery and you're just in high elevation, you're breathing in fresh air. Oh my God, Western 11. Do like 6 weeks. You ain't gonna want to go back. You're not gonna want to go back to the other side of the Mississippi. It just looks different. It's like when you come over to West Coast for an extended period of time and then you go back east. Oh man, it's like a weird film over the East Coast. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just because it's more cloudy, it's more um just pollution in there. I don't know how to describe it other than it ain't the West Coast. It's just not. It is not the West Coast. Like it's the West Coast just, and I think it's because if I'm understanding this correctly, as far as when it comes to the lanes, it's more industrial over East Coast. It's more industrial over East Coast. So it's a lot more factories, a lot more, waste being pumped into the air. I wouldn't be surprised if the ozone layer literally like the hole that is being widened is right over like Jersey. So but the West Coast is clear, it's vivid. Like I said, usually in higher elevations. I mean, there are some valleys and things like that. Phoenix is in a valley. I believe Vegas is in a valley. Salt Lake is in its own bubble itself. Like it's in a weird valley situation. Um, so yeah, other than that, but no, man, you guys have to start figuring out how to assess what matters most to you when it comes to trucking. And the thing that was evident to me was that I have to find a pocket of peace in this chaotic job. The job is really, it takes a lot out of you mentally, physically, it just does. But like I said, coffee was what set it off for me. And that's why, we have these coffee talks. Let me see. Oh wait. Ray David said Trans Canada Highway 1 if you want a challenging route. Nice, however. Hey, I'm down for it. I am so down for that. DC JP, I'm not sure what that means. I'm OTR, pretend to stay in the Northeast. I'm in New Jersey now. Let's see. Now Maine and Vermont, those are all man. Now see, and it's almost unfortunate because I've been to Vermont. I have not been to Maine. I've been to the Hamptons. I've not been to Maine, and I want to go to Maine so bad. God, I want to go to Maine so bad. We have to just make it a road trip because Sean doesn't like to fly, so we'll just make it a road trip. We'll just pack it up. We're gonna do a cross country and probably take like 2 weeks to do it because I really want to stop in all of the other states that I didn't have a chance to do. And yeah, no, Maine is absolutely beautiful. I think the only thing I know about Vermont is the cheddar. They got some darn good cheddar over there. But no, those are gems simply because they have a West Coast feel, but it is nautical. Like their theme is very nautical. They are hell bent on being a fishing town. They have that small town feel, very, very vintage, very nostalgic. A lot of people don't know this, but Maine has a very, very extensive African American community over there. Yes, they have a very extensive, very thriving African American community in Maine. and they're definitely hell bent on the arts in Maine. So, in case people wanted to know that. But yeah, I absolutely want to take like a couple of weeks and really dive into Maine. Like I really want to take those gems. I heard that I've been to actual Martha's Vineyard, but I wanted to go to Nantucket Island, like where the juices come from, Gold Phoenix. I wanted to actually take a trip there and actually get one. Like to my understanding that they're there. Like that's not a joke. That those guys have a facility there for you to get the famous Nantucket Island juices. It's an East Coast thing. Like we would have like go to the bodega or to the Puerto Rican store, the corner store, and you would get, your sandwich or whatever the case may be, but you would get a Nantucket Island because it took the place of Mystics. I don't know how East Coast y'all is, but Mystic iced teas, Mystic, like they had different flavors. Like I had the Mango Mania, all that. Yo, when Nantucket Island came in, because that's when everybody was kind of going to this whole bougie type of situation where they're like, oh, I don't do Mystic no more. I do Nantucket Island. I thought it was amazingly funny that we just switched up on everybody. Like we grew up on Mystic, an ice cold Mystic with a Philly steak or some chicken wings and some and hot sauce. And we would have an ice cold Mystic, or if you were feeling bougie, you would have a Nantucket Island tea, and they were delicious. Lobster too. Oh yeah. That's a bucket list for me, Ray David. I want to have an authentic Maine lobster roll. I think that's what they're called. I want to have an authentic, like I want to be on the coast at a restaurant that specializes in catching the lobster, bringing it in, chopping it up, doing this thing. I need to have the authentic Maine lobster roll. They do say that there's like a restaurant that's literally on the edge of Maine. So epic view, dope vibe, dope ambiance. And they said that's all they do is lobster rolls. And what was that other thing they do? Lobster bisque. Yeah, so they do like lobster bisque and lobster rolls. So Ray, if I get there before you, first of all, I'm doing a video. You already know that. And I'm just gonna shout you out in the video. Let's see. Gold Phoenix. Maine is great for art and seafood. Plus, they have the cleanest air in the country, to my knowledge, and you can feel it. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, can you feel it? Do-do-do, can you feel it? Do-do-do, can you feel it? Sorry, y'all. I break out into song sometimes. Yeah, no, Maine is great for art. Like I said, I do know that they have I'm not sure the name of the college. I know it's probably like a college of art and design for Maine or something, but I heard that their art district is amazing. The seafood is phenomenal. But I did heard that Maine is pretty much what is it? Like I'm guessing that Maine is a wasted state. I guess that's what the term was. It was like everyone pretty much just are along the coastline, but like the actual state of Maine, like it's just forest. Like it's not even that habitable or so. So let me know if that's like true. Portland, Maine, right in the world. I know, man. I mean, we need to do a road trip from like Portland, Oregon to Portland, Maine, like coast to coast, and compare the food. So we'll get some seafood in Portland, Oregon, which is technically like, I've had, no, don't get me wrong. No, I'm lying. I've had great seafood in Portland. We just go more so on the Pacific Coast Highway. That's like our jam. And then turn around and go to Portland, Maine. Oh, you got to do a comparable video for that for sure. Think that they put it on a sourdough bun. They put it on a sourdough bun, Ray David? Oh, that's good. With seafood sauce, toasted, forget the name of it. Ray David, your task for today, if you choose to accept, you have to find out what you're talking about. Don't come back over here until you tell us exactly where that lobster roll that is toasted on a sourdough bun with seafood sauce is. Oh, Ray David, don't tempt us. Like, don't do that to us. The only interstate is I-95, man. I know I-95 like the back of my hand, man. From New York all the way down to Florida to the tip. for the most part. And as far as I took back roads out there to Vermont, and it's pretty, but at the same time pretty empty. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that Maine is inhabitable as far as like 80% of it. Like a lot of people just conjugate along the coast and stuff. So, but I did hear that you guys have some epic like forests, like the forest scene there is Instagram worthy. So, like I said, I am planning a trip out there because T wants to go too. We wanted to pretty much recreate the photos that we seen on Instagram, and we wanted to debunk if it's easy to achieve those Instagram photos. So if it's like a place that we seen on Instagram, right? And it's like so beautiful and stuff, but it takes like it's like a 10-mile walk. You gotta climb through a forest and feed a troll across the bridge, and you have to hike with the sun to the east. Like I was like, we're just gonna record all that because I was like, people love to just make it seem like it's easy to get these shots, and it's really not. There's so many shots. Like technically when someone receives a good shot, and if there's any photographers in here or people that dabble in photography, let me know. But you have to capture like, I'm gonna say anywhere between 80 to 150 shots to just find 1 to 2 shots in that. Someone blinked, someone sneezed, something was amiss, the exposure, you have to chimp. Basically, chimping is you got to find and make sure that your ISO was correct, that your shutter speed was correct. Like there's so many moving parts. So you take like 1,000. That's why like photographers are hell bent on storage, because you just the amount of photos that you have to take is ridiculous. Sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. Someone just called me again. Who is calling me? When the pandemic is over, I plan a Japan trip and Guam, maybe Japan too. That's going to be epic, man. Let us know. I mean, to my understanding, everyone is still moving and shaking. It's going to be pretty. I heard that it's pretty like invasive how they're doing the testing. So I know like that whole thing was like they're like putting something down your throat or putting that huge cotton swab up your nose. But I feel like this is just the way it's going to be from now on. I think what they're doing, they're acclimating everyone to it. They're just saying, listen, this is how it's going to be. Walk around with your mask on, and, have it where you're being conscious of what you're touching. You're constantly sanitizing and being clean. And they're just going to test you out for the disease. But I don't think that. I think the pandemic how can I put it, the shock of it and everything is over. I think now is just trying to usher people into just the new format of life. Like this is just what it's going to be. So, I mean, don't be surprised when there's like, well, they already have it, right? Like designer mask and different types of mask. Like they went into it. They have made it where they are, with it. Like, hey, listen, we get it. This is how it's going to be. Everyone just wants it to go back as far as the normal everyday life to life thing. Like they want it where people are, able to go to dinner and, go to a movies. Like that's what I'm waiting on. Like I am waiting for the movie theaters to open up. I don't even know why it lasted this long. That's the only thing that really bothers my soul, is that the movies are not open. And we got Coming to America 2 coming back. So I'm going to need y'all to work this out. Like, to my understanding, it's coming out the 5th. Like, so if I could wish upon a star, like, if I could be a part of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, please open back up the movie theaters, specifically the ones that had IMAX. Like, just like cut this out. I'm over it. Please open up these movie theaters. I will wear a full body mask if I have to. Like, I don't care what has to be done. Like, just open it up so that way we can enjoy America's pastime. Like, it's getting out of hand. Ray David, 26,000 layoffs, my company, 90% fleet park. Got to get better. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, Ray David. I am sorry to hear that. Because like I said, I think that we don't understand, like I said, just how lucky we are. If you are a driver out there and you have the veneer, like, you got it going on, you got to remember something, man. There's a lot of people that got laid off. There's a lot of people that got fired. There's a lot of people that, are affected by this in such a way. And I know that we do things for content and we joke and poke fun, but the truth of the matter is it could have been any one of us. It could have been any one of us being sit down or furloughed in that way. So, um, shout out to Ray David as far as keeping us up to date with that over in Canada, because we can't even quantify how other countries are handling the pandemic, because we're actually the most fortunate. Even though we go through what we go through, it really pales in comparison to other countries and what they're going through. So we'll definitely be mindful of that. So, well, listen, guys, it's 10:46. I have to start to get ready for my workout. If you guys don't know, follow me on my Instagram. Also follow Trucker Brown. We get in the gym Monday through Friday. We take off the weekends basically, but we're getting into the gym, pretty much getting back into the rehabilitation, getting back into um, being healthy, being aware of what we got going on and the things and goals that we want to achieve. So if you guys want to follow us on that journey or so, like I said, we usually do like a live or some, or we'll post our pics on that regards. Again, anyone that wants to get into the meal prep, meal planning, making sure that their eating habits is something that they can get in control with, especially as a driver, hit me up on Patreon, Way2Fly Baby. You guys can support the show, support the content, specifically these coffee vibe shows, because again, sometimes it's just nice to have a little bit of peace and vitality and just positivity sometimes. I mean, I'm down, I'm with it. You know what I mean? I'm down to get down and dirty and be in drama sometimes. But to be honest with you, I try to start my day off as positive as possible. So I appreciate you guys for coming in today. I administered the wrenches. If I didn't give you a wrench, just let me know in the next segment or the next time we do live, which will be tomorrow. I'm going to do it a little bit earlier. I was running a little bit late today, but I had some things going on. But nonetheless, I appreciate you guys. And listen, at the end of the day, ain't nothing like a good cup of coffee. Listen, let's go ahead and rock out and finish up with some more coffee vibes. Let's see what we got. What we gonna put on here? Boom, boom, boom. Let's do something relaxing. Mm. Mm.